This guide draws wisdom from the meditations of Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor. His teachings offer timeless lessons for achieving mental clarity and rational thinking, even amidst life's challenges. Below is a summary of the 5 essential lessons to sharpen your mind. 1. Train your perception. Have you ever noticed how the way you describe a situation can change how you feel about it? Imagine you're stuck in traffic on a busy Monday morning. You could think, "This is the worst. My whole day is ruined." Or you could say, "This is a chance to listen to that podcast I've been meaning to catch up on." Same situation, but a completely different emotional outcome. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest thinkers, believed in the power of perception. He taught us that events themselves aren't inherently good or bad. It's our judgments about them that make them so. For example, spilling coffee on your shirt might seem like a disaster in the moment. But ask yourself, does this really matter in the grand scheme of things? Will I remember this a year from now? Often, the answer is no. When you practice reframing situations, you start to see opportunities and challenges. Missed a job interview? Perhaps it's a chance to reassess your goals or prepare better for the next one. Had a disagreement with a friend? It could be an opportunity to strengthen your communication skills or understand their perspective more deeply. Let's try an exercise. Think back to a frustrating experience from the past week. Could there have been a different way to view it? Could it have taught you patience, resilience, or problem solving? By asking these questions, you're not just reacting to life. You're actively shaping how you experience it. Optimism isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing a perspective that empowers you instead of draining you. Remember, you don't have control over everything that happens, but you do have control over how you choose to see it. How will you reframe your next challenge? 2. Learn to control your emotions. Have you ever felt anger boiling up inside you after someone cut you off in traffic? Or fear holding you back from speaking up in a meeting? Emotions like these often seem overwhelming, even paralyzing. Marcus Aurelius, however, believed that emotions don't have to control us. They can be tools we use to grow and navigate life's challenges. Let's start with anger. Imagine your coworker takes credit for your idea during a team meeting. Your first instinct might be to lash out or stew in resentment. But ask yourself, will snapping at them help the situation? Will it make me feel better in the long run? Probably not. Instead, redirect that anger. Use it as motivation to calmly assert yourself. Maybe say, "I appreciate the recognition of that idea, and I'd like to add some details to expand on what I proposed." By channeling anger constructively, you protect your reputation and strengthen your communication skills. Fear is another powerful emotion that can cloud judgment. Picture this. You want to apply for a promotion, but the fear of rejection holds you back. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, use it to prepare. What are you afraid might happen? If you're worried about tough questions during the interview, practice your answers. If you fear being unqualified, take a class or refine your skills. Fear can be your guide, pointing out areas where you need to grow. The key is not to suppress these feelings. Suppression doesn't make them disappear. It often makes them stronger. Instead, acknowledge your emotions and ask, what can I do with this energy? How can it help me become better? Think of your emotions like fire. Left unchecked, fire can destroy. But when controlled, it provides warmth, light, and power. By learning to direct your emotions instead of letting them direct you, you'll find yourself calmer, more in control, and capable of making better decisions. The next time you feel overwhelmed by an emotion, pause and ask yourself, how can I use this to grow? You might be surprised at the clarity and strength you uncover. 3. Exercise the dichotomy of control. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by circumstances that seem completely out of your control? Maybe it's the weather ruining your plans, a global crisis impacting your job, or even someone else's behavior affecting your day. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, and us, that we can only control our own thoughts and actions, not the events around us. The key is to embrace this truth and focus on what you can influence. Imagine you're stuck in traffic on your way to an important meeting. You might be fuming, thinking about how unfair it is and how much it's ruining your day. But the truth is, you can't control the traffic. Instead of wasting energy on frustration, you could use the time to mentally prepare for the meeting or listen to something positive. You can control your reaction. The same goes for setbacks in life. Let's say you've worked hard on a project at work, but your boss gives the credit to someone else. It's easy to spiral into anger or self-doubt, but here's the question. What can I control in this situation? You can control how you respond to it. You can choose to have a constructive conversation with your boss, or take this as a learning opportunity to sharpen your skills for the future. When we focus on what we can control, we empower ourselves to take positive action, even in tough situations. But what about the things we can't control? Life will throw curveballs. Someone might betray your trust, or the economy might dip. But what if we learn to accept those things without letting them derail us? What if we decided that we wouldn't let uncontrollable events rob us of our peace? A powerful example of this mindset is Marcus's own leadership during times of war and hardship. He knew he couldn't control every aspect of his empire, but he focused on what he could: his actions, his response to the challenges, and his ability to lead with wisdom. This mindset doesn't just build resilience, it creates peace within. Next time you're faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I control right now? What's beyond my control, and how can I accept it? By shifting your focus, you'll find clarity, peace, and the ability to act decisively, no matter what life throws at you. 4. Embrace the virtues. Have you ever wondered what makes someone truly virtuous? What qualities do they embody to lead a life of integrity and wisdom? The Stoics believed in 4 cardinal virtues that guide not only how we act, but also how we think. These virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, form the foundation of a good and fulfilling life. Let's dive deeper into each one and see how they can shape your actions and mindset. Wisdom, the compass of rational thinking. Wisdom isn't just about knowing facts. It's about understanding how to make decisions that align with reason and morality. Imagine being in a tricky situation at work. You could react impulsively, but wisdom teaches you to pause, assess the situation, and choose the best course of action based on logic and ethical principles. How often do you pause and think before reacting? Stoics saw wisdom as the ability to separate emotions from reason, to make decisions that are thoughtful and grounded in a deep understanding of what's truly important. In a world where instant gratification and quick reactions dominate, wisdom becomes an essential virtue to navigate the complexity of life with clarity. Justice, doing right by others. Justice goes beyond following laws. It's about treating others with fairness and respect, seeing the humanity in everyone, and acting in a way that promotes the collective good. Think about a time when you saw someone being treated unfairly. Did you speak up, or did you turn a blind eye? What does justice look like in your daily life? The Stoics believe that to live justly, we must always strive to contribute positively to society, helping those in need and ensuring fairness in our interactions. Justice is a core principle in building strong relationships and a harmonious community, where everyone's dignity is upheld. Courage, facing fear with resolve. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to act in spite of it. Every day presents challenges that can spark fear. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, confronting a difficult situation, or pursuing a new opportunity. The Stoics valued courage because it helps us overcome those fears, not by denying them, but by choosing to move forward anyway. When was the last time you faced something scary and pushed through? Courage gives us the strength to take risks and face adversity head-on. It doesn't mean you won't feel afraid. It means that despite the fear, you act with integrity, knowing that growth comes from overcoming challenges. Temperance, mastering self-control. Temperance is the practice of moderation. It's the balance between indulgence and deprivation. In a world full of distractions, instant gratification, and excess, temperance is about cultivating self-control. It means knowing when to stop, when to say no, and when to practice restraint. Do you sometimes overindulge or lose balance in certain areas of your life? Temperance helps us avoid excess in all forms, whether it's in our eating habits, our emotions, or our work. It's about finding that sweet spot between too much and too little, where we can live in harmony with ourselves and those around us. Why these virtues matter. Living a life guided by wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance doesn't just benefit you. It has a ripple effect on the world around you. When you cultivate these virtues, you contribute to your own growth and to the betterment of society. These virtues help you make decisions that are thoughtful and aligned with your values, reduce inner conflict, and promote mental tranquility. By embodying these virtues, we create a life of harmony, not just internally, but in our interactions with others as well. Stoicism teaches that true happiness and fulfillment come from living in accordance with these core principles, which guide us towards a more meaningful, ethical, and peaceful life. So, which of these virtues do you find most challenging to embody? The beauty of Stoicism is that you can start anywhere, and with each small step, you'll move closer to becoming the best version of yourself. 5. Adopt a broader perspective. Ever found yourself completely absorbed in a problem, feeling like it's the only thing that matters? In those moments, it's easy to forget that life is far more vast than our immediate concerns. The Stoic mindset encourages us to step back and look at life from a wider perspective, like taking a bird's-eye view. Imagine you're flying high above a bustling city. From up there, everything that once seemed urgent and overwhelming starts to appear small and interconnected. The challenges you face at ground level, the frustrations, the worries, all of them are just pieces of a much larger picture. How often do you get so caught up in the details that you lose sight of the bigger picture? Taking a step back can help us gain clarity, reduce personal biases, and understand things in a more balanced way. The Stoics believe that looking at life from a broader perspective helps us see the transient nature of our troubles, which are often temporary when compared to the vastness of time and the world. Recognize the smallness of individual concerns. When you zoom out, it's easier to see how small individual worries really are in the grand scheme of things. Think about the last time you were upset about something that felt like a major issue. Was it really that important in the long run? In the grand flow of time, many of our daily struggles are fleeting, and this perspective can help us let go of unnecessary stress. For example, you might stress about missing a deadline or making a mistake in a project, but from the grand perspective of your career or life as a whole, does this one moment truly define you? When we remember that challenges are just moments in time, we can approach them with more composure, making decisions that are thoughtful rather than reactive. Clarity, bias reduction, and long-term thinking. When you gain that bird's-eye view, you open up space for clearer thinking. It's easier to detach from emotional biases and view situations with more objectivity. This is especially helpful when you're making big decisions or facing conflicts. It allows you to consider both short-term consequences and long-term impacts. Have you ever made a decision you regretted later, realizing you only saw the immediate benefits without considering the full picture? This broader perspective forces us to think about how our actions affect not only us but the people around us and even the larger world. It leads to more rational decision-making that aligns with your goals while considering the greater good. Encouraging interconnected thinking. Looking at life from a wider lens also teaches us to appreciate interconnectedness, how everything is linked. Your actions, even the small ones, ripple outward, impacting others and the environment around you. By recognizing this, you start to make choices that aren't just in your self-interest, but in the interest of others as well. Think about how your daily habits affect the people around you. A single act of kindness might not seem significant, but it can brighten someone's day and inspire them to do the same for others. Or, by making sustainable choices, you're contributing to the well-being of the planet, even in ways that may not be immediately obvious. Aligning personal goals with global harmony. In the end, viewing life from this broader lens helps you align your personal goals with a sense of global harmony. It encourages you to consider how your ambitions and actions can contribute to the collective well-being of the world, making decisions that promote the common good. This mindset shifts the focus from mere self-interest to a more interconnected, holistic approach to life. What would it look like if you aligned your daily actions with a broader sense of purpose? Instead of focusing only on personal gains, How might you approach your goals in a way that contributes to the world around you? Applying these 5 lessons to live a harmonious life. By applying these 5 Stoic lessons, managing perception, controlling emotions, focusing on what you can control, living virtuously, and viewing life from a wider perspective, you set the stage for a life of clarity, resilience, and inner peace. The result? You not only become more effective in facing life's challenges, but you also create a sense of harmony within yourself and with the world around you. The Stoic mindset isn't about avoiding difficulties or pretending to be perfect. It's about approaching life with a clear and rational mind, cultivating virtues that guide your decisions, and finding balance in a world that can often feel overwhelming. So, the next time you face a challenge, ask yourself, how can I step back and view this from a wider perspective? How can my actions contribute to the greater good? This shift in thinking can help you navigate life's difficulties with grace, embracing both the small and big moments with wisdom and purpose. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of the upcoming exciting stories. If you enjoy the video, please like to show your support, and remember to leave a comment to share your thoughts or suggestions to help me improve. Thank you so much.